Many believe that faith alone is all God requires, that as long as we believe in Jesus, we're saved, no matter how we live, no matter what we cling to. But according to Ellen G. White, faith without surrender is not saving faith at all. It is one of the greatest deceptions in the end times. Ellen White wrote, "It is not only by believing the truth, but by practicing it, that we develop a Christ-like character." She warned that in the final days, many would have a form of godliness but deny its power, not by rejecting faith entirely, but by refusing full surrender to God's will. In Luke 9:23, Jesus said, "If anyone will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me." That is surrender. True faith is not just mental agreement with truth. It is the willing death of self. It is laying down our plans, our desires, even our opinions, to follow wherever Jesus leads. In Steps to Christ, Ellen White wrote, "The warfare against self is the greatest battle that was ever fought." She understood that the real struggle isn't just to believe, but to surrender, to allow Christ to live his life in us. Faith without surrender will not stand in the judgment. It will not survive the shaking, and it will not prepare us for Christ's return. But when we surrender, when we say, "Lord, not my will, but yours be done," faith comes alive, and God begins a work in us that will last for eternity. Now is the time to stop pretending and start surrendering. In these last days, Satan doesn't need to convince you to deny Jesus outright. He only needs to convince you that you can be saved without obedience, without change, without surrender. But Romans 6:16 is clear. "Do you not know that to whom you yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants you are to whom you obey?" You can believe in God and still be walking away from him if your will is not surrendered. Faith that holds on to cherished sin is not faith at all. It's presumption. It's the counterfeit gospel that says you can have Jesus as Savior, but not as Lord. Ellen White warned that this false gospel will be preached even from pulpits. She said, "There is an alarming indifference in regard to the doctrines which are the pillars of the Christian faith. One of those pillars is full surrender. Jesus doesn't just want your belief. He wants your life." In Galatians 2:20, Paul says, "I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me." That is what real faith looks like. Christ living in us because we have surrendered everything to him.